put the mags on. Yeah. That's cool. I learned that out the hard way. I can start one. So
There you go.
on to start with. You get the generator fail. Yeah. For that one, and that's it. Over here you've got the radio, which you leave off. Yeah. So rising up, you want to go with the gear and then indicator. So we're doing that, we get the gear, and you get the indicator with the back, all the way information, information here. There's a light pressure on here you can push, and that's basically the indicator. So that light doesn't really turn. Yeah. There's the fuel panel, and there's always, like I said, generator, metal, and who that will run the generator. Yeah. Once we've done that, we just go left to right, so we make the wheels on, so we spin it. That's the air moving forward, and you see the wheels going on the speed, which is good for a car. Yeah. But only just. Then we work through, so clutch in this ball, exercise that, just set it 1 inch above idle like that. Yeah. Clutch pull forward, turn the mags on straight away, turn them like that. Yeah. The gears down, and then just left to right. So that works good. Yep. And then we come to the fuel panel. Go to the left to start with, and just prime. You see the fuel pressure here? Yeah. You need about 5 or 6. You want to prime the system. It's not priming the engine, it's priming the line. Okay, yeah. So just priming that up so it starts bouncing off on the fuse. You can do this as many times as you want, doesn't matter. Okay. Doesn't flood it or anything? No. The next one, into the cylinders, is the important one. So give it a cold start, I'll give it 6. Yeah. And hold it out, push the cold start, you need to split 1 or 2 in there over turn. Okay. Okay. Clear on, confirm, the oil cools, I'll let it start closed. Make sure we're all the way back. Close, and cover it. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. So there's the air there. What you'll find when I hit the start button, is that the engine it'll kick, and then as it kicks, basically I just want to clear a couple of fuel squirts to the zone. Yeah. Then I'm going to let it idle at 40, and make sure this is locked, otherwise you've got a rough on it. Yeah. Form it on it. So ready to start, I've walked the top through, I've closed the oil container, and I've done a walk down, so I'm all ready to go. And the wheels come on. The wheels have to remain phenomenal. Yeah. There's the start button. Now, once I start, I'm going to have to set the park code, and I do that by freezing it, so we don't use any mirrors to set the park code before we start. Yeah. Like where you want to start the engine. So we're off board just a foot or two, don't be too old. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So right hand on here, left hand on here, ready to go. Here we go.
Got me there, mate. Check 1, 2. Yeah, got you there, mate. Got you. Yeah, so just keep it idling at 40 and get all nicely strapped in. And let me know when you're comfortable. Move forward a bit.
All strapped in.
Cool, not too far away. I forgot to point out the trim wheel. See on your left hand side, I'm wobbling it there?
Yep.
If you look down, you can see a red tab that comes out from that. See the red tab? That,
yep.
I align that with the top cable, that you can, the top silver cable that you can see coming out of the unit. Yep. That's a good takeoff position.
Okay.
Just lining those two up. It is different for solo and for, but it's not that much different. That by having it in that location, you'll get it both ways.
Yep.
All right. So straight after start, what you normally do, once you're happy the engine was running, the generators come on, is you can turn on the rest of the electrics on your left-hand side.
Yep.
So the two comm switches and the horizon, everything but the ADS basically.
Yep.
Close right base for a stop and go.
Yep, they're along and set the ADS.
Traffic signal.
Alrighty.
Copy that, we have your visual now.
Can you just try any others, not forward? Is there like a horizon one there?
The gyro's forward, horizon's forward, it's just the ADF, or the two ADF ones.
Try the one that's not
lock wide?
Yeah, turn everyone off, on except that one. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Cool. Now your horizon should be working now.
Yep, that looks better.
Cool. Okay, so you can hear the radios working fine.
Yeah.
Your volume's the master volume for that.
Yep.
All right, so the taxiing is basically, as I said, I'll do a demo, but what you're looking for is to start taxiing by releasing the park brake. It'll just roll forward under this sort of power. Doing a brakes check is just, you may need to power up a little bit.
Doing a
brake check with just one little tap.
Yep.
And, oh, there's snoz.
Is it?
Yeah, hang on. Is that you, Snow? Yankee Golf Kilos, engine started at the southern tarmac, taxiing in 5. Okay, yeah, so, and I'll just do it.
Yankee Golf Kilo and 8006 India Hotel Lima, that is now favouring runway 35 or 5 knots.
Yeah, you tell them, Schnoz.
Yeah, you get that on the link change. You want to change? India Hotel Lima, Roger, will be shortly turning a left for a left base runway 35. Grass left.
Yeah, so test them with both, then do one right and one left. You don't have to, but I'll demonstrate anyway. So taking over. If you can release the park brake by squeezing it and releasing it, just let me know when it pops forward.
Which way do you put? Oh, yep, there you go.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, and give a wiggle to release it. Now if I go full right, squeeze, feel that?
Yeah.
Full left, squeeze, that'll center it up. Bit of power. And notice I just hold it in the left there with some aerodynamic turning.
Yep.
Squeeze. And if you ever have a brakes failure and things go pear-shaped in this thing, just turn the switch, turn the magnetos off.
Yep.
And come to a stop. There's both. Squeeze. Alright, so handing over in the middle.
Taking over.
Give it a go, left and right, or whatever works for you. You'll see the main gotcha is when you go too slow and you cast it around too tight, and it will just jam.
Not traffic, coming up into Hotel Lima, left base.
And we want to turn right here, we'll go down to 35.
Traffic signal.
You happy with the CTAF call?
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Yeah.
So you basically just use the brakes, I suppose, to turn, don't you?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yankee Golf Kilo is the call sign. Taxiing Cessnock for local flight. Oh, sorry, transmit switch is the top switch on your throttle.
Going to say, where do I do that?
Missed that on the mass brief.
Yankee Golf Kilo, you say?
Affirmative.
Traffic Cessnock, Yankee Golf Kilo is taxiing for local flight. Traffic Cessnock.
This shares the Rutherford CTAF as well. If you hear Rutherford,
yeah, right.
Maitland, and also Buscantine, but those guys never call up.
Cessnock traffic, TACNAM 8006, turning crosswind runway 35, Cessnock.
Buenos no. He's a lucky man.
It's a nice looking chopper.
Yeah. And just have a go, just slowing it down. Yeah. And you can see they have a lot of, I've just got the brakes work, they were a lot more spongy than that.
Yeah.
You want to come right 45 and then just sort of set up, there you go. Just taxi forward about 5 minutes towards the edge and then do a left-hand turn and sort of try and line up. You don't have to line up on this line.
Yeah.
But just have a go lining up, doing a tight left turn. You'll feel it sort of wind up in a turn. See if you go neutral now.
Yeah.
It'll just keep on turning like that. Now, what's happened now is the nose wheel is castering straight forward, so try going straight from here.
Okay, just so a bit more power.
Yeah, and we'll do it like a 180. Practice that. So full right rudder. Release the brakes, see how it wants to go left.
Yeah.
What you need to do is slightly squeeze the brakes and a bit more power, there you go, and it pops it back in the middle.
Yeah, right. So just do a left again?
Yeah, do a left 180 here. And then straighten up and do a right 180 and just practice that.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, tell them airport 35.
Yeah. And then once we're sort of this direction, you can straighten her up. We'll run through the run-ups and the before takeoff checklist.
Yeah, right.
Slow time.
No, they overdid it again.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of flying yaks and nanshangs. But you work around it.
Just stop here, or?
Yeah, if you want.
Special traffic, TACNAM 8006,
And you set the
turning
park brake.
runway 35.
So squeeze it all the way in and rotate the clip in the bottom up.
Yep, that's on now.
Oh, cool. Alrighty, wind's not too bad, so we'll do a run-up here. Basically for the run-up, you can either set the park brake or just hold it with your hand, either way.
Yep.
Make sure that you've got both magnetos on. And if you look at your oil temp, what's that reading in the front, the top dial?
That's about 45.
Yeah, it's good, so above 30, so that's fine.
Yep.
Slowly move the throttle forward to around 60 RPM. There you go, you feel a bit of a bite.
Yeah.
Hold it at 60 and then just go the magnetos from 1 to 2, go to 2, hold it, and then back to 1 and 2.
Yep.
And then across to 1, hold it, and then back to 1 and 2.
Yep.
Looking for about no more than about 5 or 6%, and then now just cycle the prop all the way back and all the way forward in about 1 second. Yep. That's all you need, one of those, and then back to 40.
Ah, too easy.
Yeah, it's a really easy engine.
Yep. You don't need to check the oil temperatures and pressures or anything during that, or?
I do it just by a matter of course before I do the run-up, but the oil pressure will vary between basically 1 unit up to about 6, depending on how much oil you've got in there.
Yep.
The limit is really that it's indicating. And the fuel pressure should be up, which is about 4 units or 0.4 units on the left.
Yep.
Cool. For the before takeoff checklist, last thing I do is the canopies. Just keep it nice and cool. Start on the left, so make sure the air's turned on. So just double check. That's self-debriefing if it's not, because we wouldn't have been able to brake.
Yeah.
Run your hand forward. Put the flaps to up now. There you go. I've got an up indication on the back, so you won't have one in the front because the bulb has to be replaced. Make sure the trim's set. Oh, sorry, your switches. Make sure your switches are forward.
Yeah, switches are forward except the lock line.
Yep, and for most aerobatic flights, you leave all the gyros off, obviously, to save them.
Yep.
Set the trims. Make sure the throttle friction is where you want it, and that the props full forward.
Yep.
The magneto should be on 1+2.
Yep.
The gear handle obviously should be down.
Yep.
The air's good on both systems. I've got about 3.4, 3.5 in the indicating on the main air system in the back.
Yep.
Cool. And then left to right on the panels. Checking the oil temp, oil pressure, and so forth. All looking good?
Yeah, it looks good.
Alright, make sure that the fuel primer is in a locked position in the centre, that's an important one.
Yeah, it's in and locked.
And when I hit the fuel primer, I think fuel, and I also check the caps. So I look out, make sure that both caps are on and locked.
Yep.
Coming down, master, generator, and the start switches are on, those 3 switches are up.
Yep.
Coming back, the cows, not so important, but I just make sure, I'd usually open them up around now.
Yep.
Make sure that's good, and then the emergency air system has been guarded.
Yep.
And then you can close the canopy.
Alright. So just in the first notch?
Yeah, I'd leave yours in the first notch.
Yep.
And we are good to go.
Ready.
As we cross the holding point, I'll take over and I'll just run you through an emergency brief.
Yeah,
so it's
sure.
nice and fresh in your mind. clear right. Make a good C-tap 4 if you're happy. Traffic, Cessna, Yankee Golf Kilo, Yak 52, lining up departing runway 35, departure to the east. Alright, taking over.
And over.
Rolling departures are good. Problems up to 500 feet, we'll crash straight ahead. After 700 feet, we'll attempt to turn back, okay?
Okay.
I'll get you to get the gear handle and also call me through 700 manifold pressure.
Copy.
Okay, last but not least, I'll get a...
Golf Kilo, India Hotel Lima will remain in the hover until you depart.
Yankee Golf Kilo, enjoy that. Alright, power coming up. And full left rudder to start with, and a bit of squeeze of brake. Yep. There's about the rate. Do you want to follow me through in the throttles if you want?
Follow through there. There's 600, 650. There's 700.
Copy. Looking for about 140, raise the nose. Then you can put the gear up.
Okay.
Okay, 160 is our climb speed. Slowly bring the, you can do it, bring the RPM back to around 80%.
That's not straight, it's set down 806.
That's it.
Turning base runway.
And if you want to adjust the squelch on the ICS, down to your right knee.
Yep. Left base.
That's good. Just up a bit. That's good. Okay, so 160 knots, the landing gear is up, the flaps are up, and the power is set. We can do a left-hand turn now to depart overhead or clear left. And if you're looking around, what's the manifold pressure now?
It's about 720.
Okay, about 700 is good to 750. 160 knots to 200 for the climb out. Okay, in a left-hand turn, ready to take over?
Yeah.
Handing over.
Taking over.
Yeah.
Giddy up. I can't even see Schnoz. Where is he? Oh, I've got him now. They're joining downwindish.
Oh yeah, low level.
Yeah. And we can just depart overhead and track out towards Newcastle.
Cool. That's good to go flying again.
Yeah, just get it. I'll just spend 10 minutes, you know, getting a feel for it. Just concentrate on the skid roll. That's the main thing that people need to work on initially. Looks like the gear's still down. Do you want to just try raising the gear handle up a bit more?
Yeah, well, I was only in the middle part there.
There you go. Yep, the poles gave it away. Cool. Oh, now she's the freak.
Romeo November X-ray, turns left base, runway 05, full stop, mate.
Traffic says knock, we got India Hotel Lima, left base, stop and go, grass left 35. Traffic says knock.
There's Snows on the rolling there.
Oh, look at him. Lucky boy.
What's do you set any kind of attitude for a climb out? Just
Yeah, basically where we've got at the moment is pretty good. You just pick a point on the horizon that cuts through about the top of your knees. Yep. But it seems to vary depending on if you got packs and how much fuel you got.
yeah.
So your temp's down to about 80, so you can open the oil cooler.
That's the middle knob.
Yeah, so make sure that's all the way open.
That's fully forward.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's good. And 2500 is a good altitude.
Oh yeah.
Or then about this, whatever you want. You can fly and descend at your heart's discretion.
Sounds good.
You'll find we'll do about 220 to 240 kilometres an hour on the way out.
Yep.
And once we accelerate, you can about 600 to 650 on the manifold pressure is good for the cruise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's about 650.
Cool. Get through the air system now, it's tripling up. We've got about just under 400 units.
Oh yeah,
4
yeah.
units, yeah. So if you're happy, we'll hit Newcastle and track north on the coastal route and then come over the city back to here and do some arrows and some circuits to end up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. This is Kurri obviously. Yep. Once you come over Kurri, you turn right about 30 degrees and you see two masts on the hill at your right 2 o'clock. Yep. I just want to fly to the left of those masts.
Roger.
You'll see the oil pressure is around 0.2 to 0.3 units. That's pretty normal for this amount of oil. Yep.
Pretty nice to fly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very twitchy, very responsive.
Did you do any other flying over in Seattle?
Yeah, I did a lot of helicopter stuff. Yep. And the odd lighting, just taking people around.
November X-ray, Anderson, backtracks runway 08, mail.
Cessnock traffic, TACNAM 8006, turning left base, runway 35, Cessnock.
Cessnock, India Hotel Lima, helicopter is rolling runway 35 for left turn out, then departure overhead.
Yeah, Seattle was a really nice place to go flying if the weather was good. It was just beautiful up there in summertime. At winter time, it was like cloud decks of 500 feet, for months at a time.
Yeah.
The helicopter stuff was fun. Really just that.
Have you ever been up in a CD4?
Yeah, I did one flight when I was a cadet, back in the 1MPS days.
Yeah.
And then I did flight screening.
Yeah, right.
And that was it. And I was all through PC9.
Yeah.
Thank fuck. Oh no, Parso took me flying. He flew over to Williamstown, picked me up, and we went for a fly. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, they're pretty fun aircraft. They're a bit sluggish, but you can do a lot of shit in them. They're pretty forgiving.
Yeah. That's the main thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Kids can't hurt themselves.
What's that joint on the right wingtip there?
Oh yeah, that's a massive old power station. Yeah, back when it was steam driven or something. It's like 4 inches listed down. You'll see a few open cut mines. Yeah. The biggest problem around here is birds. You get lots of flocks of birds that appear from nowhere.
Yep. Yeah, you used to get a lot of wedge-tailed eagles in Tamworth on the mountain ranges.
Oh, okay.
And you always see two, they always hang out in pairs.
Yep.
They're big fuckers too.
Yeah, I imagine if you hit one of those, you know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, minutes overhead.
One of the CD4s had one go through the canopy quite a few years back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big hole, hit the instructor in the head.
Oh, no way.
Luckily he had a helmet on.
Yeah.
But yeah, landed in his lap.
Oh, geez. When you're ready, you can flick over to 132.1, and that's the Newcastle Common Area Freak.
132.1 was it?
That's the one. Yeah, the biz in the back's pretty bad, so I'll demo like on the way back, I'll demo a landing down to a go-round, but I won't try and land it. Alright. You can do the first landing. Only because I think it's more dangerous me trying to do it in the back.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty much just looking at the back of your head there, up the duck. I tried that with Pip, it was still too hard. So I reckon, the top of Lake Macquarie, right 130.
Yep.
Start over there and we'll hit the top of the lake. eastern side of the lake. Yep. And then we can do the low level one.
Trying to tee up a ride in a Hornet made off my pilot's course, just flying him at the moment.
Oh, cool. Who's that?
Ben Story.
Oh, yep.
He was Navy, but he changed across.
Oh, yep.
So, got up with him last Friday. I said, you got to get me up for a burn. He goes, oh yeah, I'll ask the boss. I said, tell your boss, I just want to have a look at it from a wedge tail perspective when you're being controlled. That's the reason I want to go up.
I went up a couple of times before I went to Seattle when I was doing the job over here before we had airplanes. And the guy I went up with was an old pilot's course buddy. And man, he worked me to the bone. Like they just had to drag me out of there.
Yeah.
I was so fucked after one of the rides. I was driving home, it was dangerous.
Yeah. I remember one of the guys that we were on thick with came down to go flying, so he flew down in a CD4, went up for a 2 OCUs sortie and then flew back that afternoon.
Oh, geez.
And I saw him when he got back and he was rooted and he goes, oh, I'm so fucked, my legs hurt.
Really one of those professions that you got to do it a lot. Yeah. Otherwise, it is so painful.
Got to be pretty fit.
I did a good tax ride a few years ago. It was like a maintenance test flight in the back, and it was a clean jet. We took off, we went straight up to like 40,000 feet. We went supersonic, we came down, we did a brake turn, I flew 300 feet over the ocean, supersonic, and then we came back, and I'm like, perfect, I ticked all these boxes, and it was done.
That's all you want to do? Yeah. That's what I said to Ben. I said, I just want to see, low level at 500 odd knots. Yeah. Some cool shit, crazy climbing. We don't need to do BFM for an hour. That's just too hard.
Yeah, you're right. That is way too hard. When you're ready, you can descend down if you want, and anywhere down to 500 feet to 1,000. Yep. Over the water's fine.
Over the lake.
Yeah, if you want to make a broadcast on all stations Newcastle, Yankee Golf Kilo is northern tip of Lake Macquarie tracking southbound.
All stations Newcastle, Yankee Golf Kilo, sending northern tip Lake Macquarie, heading southbound, all stations. Just leave the power up under the fan or?
Yeah, whatever you want. 350 is the down to normal op.
Yep.
And it's pretty hard to get to at idle.
Being in a P3 and going over the water.
Yeah, you old crusty salt dog. The Snob's leaves just on the left wing tip. That's where Snob's house is.
Who's saying?
Snob's.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
About 2 streets back from the water. Got a really nice house back there.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, that's what I said. And as this pinnacle wraps around to the left, just keep it following and we'll zip across to the coast and then track northbound.
Yep.
No rigging locks today. Sorry. You're in charge of fuel too, I can't see what fuel.
Yeah, we've got 50 in the right and it's about 35, 40 in the left, it's splitting between the two.
Yeah, it will burn out of the left at the start because you're out of balance all the time.
Yeah.
And that happens to me as well.
Yeah.
It seems to work like that.
Head that way or more to the right?
Whatever you want, you can split the difference. Have you seen Aero Pelican?
No.
Let's go right then, come right 20 degrees, I'll show you. It's a disused airfield, pending development or reopening, they're not sure, but it's a great runway to use as an emergency if you need it.
Okay.
bombing attacks when I do the adventure flight.
Yeah.
We bomb this airport and they love it.
Yeah, nice.
To the hangars, left, 11 o'clock. About
yeah.
of a mile.
Yep.
Yeah, you can come left. You'll see the runway starting to appear.
Yeah, right.
You can still use that runway if you need to. It does need fire permission, but in an emergency, definitely use that.
Yeah, right. Good spot just over next to the beach, isn't it?
Oh, that'd be great. There's a yacht club down there, you know. I used to fly into here in a, was it an Islander or something? They used to do it. It was Pelican Airlines started up here.
Yeah, right.
It was a twin engine something, like an Islander or something.
Yep.
Used to go direct to Sydney. Up is Redhead, and then it curves around to the left, and then you've got Merriweather Bar Beach.
Yeah.
So I just usually make a broadcast here. Call sign is 2 miles south of Redhead, tracking northbound 500 feet. Full traffic, Yankee Golf Kilo is 2 miles south of Redhead, tracking north 500 feet.
The last time I was down at Bar Beach, I was catching up with Reedy because he lives in there, and I reckon you went past on the coast.
This is the 35-minute flight we do.
Yep.
Comes basically there, up to the north, over back to Cessnock, and lands, and then the 1 hour flight we do that plus arrows.
Yeah, right. What do you charge to the public for that?
For the half an hour, $500. The most money you make is doing the little 15 minutes because it's $3.50, give or take, depending on the fees. And yeah, it's only 0.3.
Yeah.
So yeah, the aircraft is $1,400 an hour if you, well, a bit under that, but pretty much $1,300 an hour.
Yeah, yep.
You do 4 of those, you got 1 hour in the logbook, and you walk away with, $1,200.
Yeah.
Plus fuel, about 900 in the pocket.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's right. I've stopped doing this as more of a business thing now, no. I just use it to enjoy, because every time Godler uses it for his adventure fly, he breaks something. I'm like, man, all I want to do is go flying, and you're breaking it all the time. Yeah, they are maintenance intensive, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's a good little hobby to have, though.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's some great houses on as you come around to the left here, especially on the other side, you'll see some awesome houses.
That wouldn't be cheap.
Coming around here, I start to think about hang gliders.
Yeah.
As you step around here, I'd probably step it out just a little bit.
Yeah, right.
And just keep your eyes out, especially if it's blowing in from the right. You'll see lots of hang gliders.
Yeah.
If it's coming from the left, I'm happy they're not going to be out because they'll just sink.
Yeah.
But that's a good spacing there.
Yep.
They won't come any further out than that.
Yeah, you see heaps of them off the bloody beach down here, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Seen the crazy bastards that do the bloody, they do loops in them and everything?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Exactly, fucking hell.
Avoid those types of ships that are usually carrying gas.
Oh really?
Yeah, you get the obvious ones that got like the big domes on the top.
Yeah.
You just avoid them by, I can't remember, like a mile, a couple of thousand feet because they vent.
Oh really?
Yeah, you don't want to get that shit in you.
That could be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, check those houses out at 8 o'clock.
Oh, fucking hell.
The one with the pool's the best one.
That's awesome.
I usually buzz the fuck out of him just to say I can. There's the ship bumps over there on the left in that little gully. You can't really see it. Oh, sorry, on the nose.
Oh, the nose. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. fly than the bloody wedge tail sim.
Yeah. 737's tricky to fly without the autopilot.
Yeah, it's really pitchy.
Oh, it is. Especially every time you make a power adjustment.
Yeah.
You can see, I know there's a couple of kite surfers out, but I haven't seen any hang gliders yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's flying. Oh no, you might see a couple.
Kind of coming on the nose now, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a launching site just behind us. On the south side of that, near the ship farm, there's a launching site there as well.
Yeah, right.
There's a launching site there. Okay, there's one hang glider. Come, you see the 8 o'clock? Just above Scenic Drive.
Oh, 8 o'clock.
Got him there. There's one over there.
Oh, yeah. Couple of kites.
There's shitloads come out of here, obviously, and obviously Strzelecki has the most of them.
Yeah. How high up do they usually get?
I've never seen them higher than around 700 or 800 feet.
Yeah.
But very, very rarely are they above 300. Once we pass approach Newcastle Beach, you want to start a climb to 1,000 and stay over the land.
I've got a Hornet now, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, the start of the airspace is basically about a third of a mile south of Nobby. So I turn around the pools here.
So turn left?
Yeah, so go over the pools, see Newcastle pools. On the nose at about a third of a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you approach that, start a climbing turn to the left.
Yep.
And stay over the land when you start that.
Okay. What power do you set in the climb?
Just about 700, so start the turn now. Get around 700, bit of left right, and just keep the aircraft coming around. Don't fly over the water, so increase the rate of turn.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I just follow the railway track down for a bit.
Yeah, nice. What height did you say to climb to?
1,000 feet's good, over built up areas. Right over water. Did you get a Fox 2 on that Hornet?
Yeah, I'll definitely get a kill on him for sure.
Oh yeah. And you can come right about 20 and basically you can see the far ridge line that curves up down to the right.
Yeah.
Basically roll out around now, that's direct.
Oh yeah,
That's direct, that point there.
Got it.
I usually point out to the packs all the cool things about Newcastle around about here.
Whereabouts do you live?
Back on Merriweather Heights. So, you know where we saw that hang glider, about just past that.
Yeah, right.
So I don't have a massive view or anything, but just on top of the hill.
Yep. About 40 in the right, 30 in the left now on the fuel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you want to land with around 30 litres minimum.
Yep. Yeah, the total.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does have an inverted fuel system and oil system for up to 30 seconds inverted.
Yep.
But with low fuel, you get the fuel low level light on when you're upside down. It feels all weird. And I don't really do much. Any arrows that are negative G or hanging upside down, I find people just don't enjoy it. It makes them sick.
Probably uncomfortable.
Yeah, very. Very smooth today.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Seems to get bumped around a fair bit on the coastal one.
Yeah.
But today,
Traffic Newcastle, helicopter India Hotel Lima, 3 miles north, Mount Sugarloaf, 1,500 at tracking for Hexham Bridge. Traffic Newcastle.
Is that Mount Sugarloaf kilometre towers?
Yeah, so if you want you can just call us, I guess we're about 2 miles, I don't know, what do you reckon, northeast? Northeast?
Yeah, about it, northeast. Traffic Newcastle, Yankee Golf Kilo, approximately 2 miles to the northeast, Mount Sugarloaf, maintaining 1,000, tracking to the west.
Yankee Golf Lima, India Hotel Lima, confirm you're at 1,000.
India Hotel Lima, Yankee Golf Kilo, open.
Roger, don't have you yet inside on the 1,500 tracking east.
This is where traffic GPS comes in really handy.
Yeah.
I reckon he's on the other side of the ridge line.
Out there.
Out to the right.
Yeah.
Oh, visual. Taking over?
Heading over. Ah, you got him.
Okay, well, heading over.
Taking over.
Fly under 500 feet legal, isn't it? Anything north of the Hexham Bridge is CTA. The Hexham Bridge is, you know, you see all that water down there? All those built up areas past it?
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So I've got a bit of time. Padlock in the back. Oh, okay. You got him in the front?
Yeah, he's just slightly left of the nose there.
Oh, you got him there. Let them know we're just underflying him at 1,000 feet.
Say that again.
We're going to just let him know we're just going to fly under him at 1,000 feet.
What was his call sign? India?
Don't know. India Oscar something.
I think it's India Hotel Lima.
Yeah.
India Hotel Lima, Yankee Golf Kilo. We are approximately 500 feet below you to the south, half a mile.
He may have switched.
He's turned.
India Hotel Lima, change your frequency. See you tomorrow.
See ya. Oh, there he goes. Nice around here, isn't it? So green.
Yeah. There's been so much rain lately.
It's been awful.
The opposite, my family's in Adelaide and they said it's hardly rained in 6 months.
Oh, right. Are they in drought or anything crazy?
Oh, no, but they just said it's shit, everything's just dry and... Suppose all these mines hate it when it rains, they get bloody full of water.
Yeah. You'd hope their drainage was good. They must have pumps in there.
Yeah.
Pump it all out. Because, you know, if it was rain, it would just stop them working, and that's money to them.
Yeah, big dollars. Let's go round the mine a bit.
Yep, good idea. Once you're through Curry, yeah, basically just due west from there, you'll pick up Cessnock, and just north of Cessnock you'll pick up the airfield. got 65.
12265?
Yep.
Yep, got it. Bloody old driving down there.
Yeah, it actually looks like they actually use it too.
Yeah.
Just going to go off headset for a couple of seconds.
Sorry.
These headsets, they're Bluetooth. I just checked my voicemail.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love it. The Lightspeed headsets are just so good.
I didn't know you could get that.
Oh, it's really cool. If you like, let's climb up to 3,000. Yep, 3,500, and we can do some handling and some light arrows.
Sounds good.
You can get comfortable with the beast. Then we'll hit the circuit until we run out of fuel, so to speak.
Almost.
Now we can always make the last one a glide.
Yeah. One of the BAE instructors almost did that in the Cap 10 in Tamworth a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
They'd fly around until the low fuel light came on.
Oh, really?
And just dumb shit. And he was doing a touch and go as he powered up, so the engine cut out.
Oh.
You know, 20 seconds later he's on up and he would have been a world of hurt.
Oh, yeah. I liked flying the Cat 10. I did that for a couple of flights.
Yeah.
That was great.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Not very comfortable though. Really hard seat.
Oh, okay. I was a student, so I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is awesome. I hope I get in.
Yeah.
There's the airfield, 10 o'clock, 2 miles.
Oh, you got it.
I usually just do arrows over the airfield just in case.
Yeah.
There's no real arrows area out here. The Aero Club has one that's out here somewhere, so I stay away from it.
Yeah, right.
There's some Indian students at the Aero Club, and, you know, standard Indian shit, you know, it's a bit hard to communicate with them sometimes.
Yep.
Best climb speeds around 160 to 180.
Yep.
Also about 120 clean. Not that I'm ever looking inside when it stalls.
Cessnock traffic, TACNAM 8006.
Oh, that guy's still going.
Runway 35, full stop Cessnock.
That guy's been hitting the circuit for the last 40 minutes.
Yeah. Love it.
Feel like some arrows?
What's that, mate?
Feel like some arrows?
Yeah, bloody hell.
I'll take over, take you over.
Any other?
How's the power? power set there? About 600?
Yeah, 660.
Okay, cool. It'll hold it tight with arrows quite comfortably.
Yep.
Usually for a PAX ride I start arrows and then trickle the power back, so I actually sort of finish off at around 2,000.
Yep.
I'll put down 1,000 for arrows if I need to, but I usually do it above 3 as a rule.
Yeah. I've got a rating down to 1,500, I think.
Yeah.
All the bonuses of being in Tamworth.
Dan O'Donnell does further ratings if you're ever interested in doing some more arrows.
Yeah, right.
Let's do some lookouts. Basic stuff, check the instruments. The oil temp's pretty warm, but that's basically about, I'm comfortable with that. What's the CHD in the front?
The
Bottom right.
oh yeah, that 160?
Okay, I'm reading 170. I know this one overreads the back.
Yeah.
So that's good as well. You will notice under G that you get a bit of fumes as well. Don't be too worried about that.
A bit of what, sorry?
You'll feel some fumes come through.
Yep.
That's why I leave the windows open.
Yeah.
So I'm happy on clear. Start with the loop. 250 knots is good for everything, so...
Yep.
Clear blow. And you can do loops for 3G quite comfortably.
Yeah, right.
Speed's good, clear above. There's 3. Get a left rudder over the top. Pitched it out a little bit, but I'm climbing up. That's pretty simple, right? Coming around. Let's do I'll show you a stall turn.
Yeah.
About 270, but 250 will work for the stall turn. Yep. Okay, height's good. Triple G, ready? Yep. There's 4. Up to there. And take it forward. Right wing tips to keep this one. Yep. And around there, about 100 kilometres an hour. Let it fall out.
Works better to the right.
Oh yeah. I'll try one to the left, you'll see. 2 more G, speed's good, 3200. Good, take it there. Go left. Got a hang. Not gonna work. Centralised control.
Romeo November Lima.
It'll fall out of everything.
Yeah, nice.
4th Circuit Smile.
40th week, full fun. All the way up, I'll give it about 4G to get it going. Hopefully you just start to hear the horizon. Full right rudder.
Yeah, nice.
Little low on the altitude. Oh, the Vector handing over.
Taking over.
Give a couple of rows ago if you like.
Yeah, why not? Got enough height?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. I'll do the same. I'll do a loop, stall turn, 40th.
Okay.
See if I can remember how to do all that kind of stuff.
It's really good self-debriefing tool.
So we're going for about 300?
Yeah, 250 to 300 is good. There's about 3.5 G. Sorry, your G-meter doesn't work at the moment.
Yeah.
Most of my fuel.
Stall turn.
Helicopter November India X-ray airborne 2.5 to the west, inbound for the fuel bowser. We'll be crossing midfield and won't be above 1200 Cessna.
Oh, I've got a vision. On top. Becky Golf Kilos for about 1 mile to the east of you, doing aerobatics at 2500. Got you inside.
Thank you, visual. Thanks.
I know that chick, she's good day. Got it. Upper left wing tip there.
Yep, got it. That's bloody nice to do arrows.
Yeah, it is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice and crisp. Thank you, Alan.
Take the other.
Try a slow point hesitation roll. That is embarrassing. I'll just get a little bit more high. So we're clear of dead. Yeah, I didn't really do any rolls, so I'll show you a roll. Aaron rolls are nice. The flight's the best. And it's such a rudder helps you.
November India X-ray now.
The rudder helps you around. Yep, nice for that. You get all these lights in the back. You get like a fuel light, radius and not light. Don't worry about it too much. And the slow rolls, I don't do it, but I usually do the 4 points just so like that. But that doesn't feel good, does it? All over the place. And combinations of all those is encouraged. Altitude. Hanging over. Taking over. How's the fuel?
30 in the right and clicking between 20 to 25 in the left.
Okay. Might go do some circuits, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds good, mate.
Lima, turning left base.
Taking over.
Any other?
I'll bring the power back just a little bit, start cooling the engine. Yep. As I'm doing that, for the circuit, the main power's attitude settings. Well, the attitudes are easy, you just fly the attitude to make your altitude. Yep. The powers you really want is around 4 to 45 in manifold pressure on downwind. Yep. Below 200 knots, put the gear down and then fly about 160 knots. So 160 kilometres an hour is the key. Yep. Turn base, I'll give you the cue, it's usually about 2 chord lengths for the base turn point. Yep. And then you really want to hold the nose up to get to around 150 and then you can put the flap down. Yeah, right. Fly around base with flaps because it will help you come on down. Yep. On finals, 140 knots. You will find you'll have to put the throttle up a fair bit before it bites and you get some power in there again. There's a bit of a dead zone. Yeah, right. And then just a gentle combination of a flare and back to idle and just fly it on. Yeah. Hold the nose wheel off the ground as long as you can. You will need full back stick. Lower it down and then a few seconds after you do that, just lightly braking. Okay. For the first one, I'll just fly a circuit and I'll do a go round. Yep. The demo to you. Yep. And I'll just talk you through the gear and flap selections that we'll need for that. So you do the gear and the flap. Yep. And I'll also just follow me through on the throttle so you can see how far I put the throttle up. Yeah, sounds good. So, you hear where that tech dam was going, runway direction? Runway 35.
35, I think you said.
How's the engine power on the front? What have I got set there?
What's that about? 46, 45.
Okay. From full power down to about 40, should give it a few seconds. And once you leave it at 40, I just leave it cool off and I do the descents at about 40. Yep. Looks like it's favouring 17 to me.
Yeah, it does.
Any aircraft in the Cessnock circuit area? What's the circuit runway in use at the moment? I'll take 17. Traffic Cessnock, Yak 52 Yankee Golf Kilos, overhead the field, positioning for left crosswind, runway 17, Cessnock. I'll just do an upwind here. To lose altitude, down to 1200 feet, with this power, just dump the nose. Yep. It becomes a drag beast, you'll see. There's 2000, and 1200 feet is our circuit altitude. Yep. See 320 kilometres an hour, you can see how much height that chews up. Yeah. All to the left. 1200 feet, probably one. And I just go slightly wide of the Crown Casino over here, or Crown Plaza. Oh yeah, yep. I said about that power thing there, it's just under 40 should be. Yep. Yep, you got 40 there. Looking for 200 knots for the gear. If I don't get it, I just increase the attitude. And once below 200, you can do landing gear down, please.
Roger. Below 200 there, gear's coming down. 3 green.
3 green, 3 poles. I'll leave the throttle set, the top set till the base turn point.
Roger.
So landing gear's down. That's pretty much the only check I do, really. Yeah. You will need to power up just a spin. Hold about 150 to 160. There's about 2 chords. Is that 2 chords for you?
Probably not quite yet.
Okay, I'm going to pull it back to just under the 3.
That's about 2 chords there, I reckon.
Okay, under the 3. The speed's good at about 150 knots for roll. Speed below 160. Flaps to down, please.
Flaps down.
Traffic Cessnock, Yankee Golf Kilo, left base 17. Low overshoot. Now, just fly 150 to 160 knots. power as required. So you put the prop full forward. Yep. And then just make the side picture work. Combination of 150 knots and pitch for rate of descent and power to maintain your airspeed. That's looking a little high, so I'm going to pull the power right off. Watch the speed. And as I just follow me through on the throttles, you'll see I need to pull the throttles up and up and up before I get it to bite a little bit.
Yeah, right.
And you really want to put the numbers right on the top of the cow, about there. And you will have to pull your head up a little bit and like look down through the cow.
Yeah.
Fly that all the way down before you do touchdown. So I'm going to go around from here. For the go around, just normal pitch up, power up. So call me through 650 power.
600, 650.
Cool.
700.
Gear is up, put the gear up, and flap up.
Gear up. Flap up.
You feel the amount of drag that goes away when you do that.
Yeah.
Put the landing gear up and the flapping is going up. 160, and you can set 80% on the RPM again.
Okay. So you just fly 150 on finals?
Yeah, 140 to 150 is good. You'll take a better flare at 140, but don't be scared to go a bit faster.
Yeah.
Handing over when you're ready.
Taking over.
I'll talk you through the next one.
Sounds good.
Air pressure's good. I always check that just before I put the gear down, so I've got about 5 minutes there. Yep.
About 25 in the right and about 20 in the left at the moment.
Copy.
Copy, mate, on Romeo, November Lima, turns left base, runway 05, Maitland, touch go.
Hey, that's Maitland. There's your circuit altitude. I think, what QNH you got?
We're doing 1018 roughly.
Cool, nice. Double checking. There you go, pull back to about 40 to 45, depending on what you need, and fly just under 200 knots. Yep. The circuit spacing is good if you have the probe down the centre line.
Okay,
or just a bit wider than that is fine as well. Yeah. But for today, we're going to fly just to the right of Crown.
Yeah.
That's good. Vietnam. So you want to do an overshoot this time?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
An overshoot, full stop, we'll see how much fuel we've got. Might be able to do a takeoff and a full stop and another one.
Yeah, no worries. So take the gear down about now?
Yep, that's good.
200.
And if you time it right, you take the gear down, the power back, and you hit your base turn point all at the same point.
Yeah, yeah. About there, so take flap now as well.
So you bring the power back.
Power back.
Keep the nose up as you at the start of the turn, then take the flap and then hold the speed. So it will run away with you in speed if you put the nose down too early.
Yeah.
That's good. And then around about now I push the prop full forward as well.
Yeah. Full forward.
Run through the checks, which is landing gears down, flaps are down, prop full forward. Checklist complete.
Sorry, so Snot Yankee Golf Kilo base from 817 overshoot. High.
It does drop quite nicely as you see.
Yeah. Good. Start the go about there?
Yeah, when you're ready. Once the power set, there you go. To the left rudder.
Oops, wrong way. 34 in me.
Yeah.
Ears up. Up. nice to fly, isn't it?
It is nice. I like it because you point it somewhere and it just goes there.
Yeah. And bring the prop back to 80 again?
Yeah. And from here about 700, which is 500 AGL, you could affect a turn back quite nicely, leaving the gear up until you shoot a landing.
Yeah, right.
I think, I've never tried it, but I'd give it a go.
Yeah.
At least try, yeah.
It glides fairly well, does it?
It's about the same as the PC9.
That's pretty good then.
3,000 feet overhead the field, 1,500 feet at the base turn point.
Yep.
All those numbers work out pretty well, and I'd leave the gear until finals.
Yep.
Because if you land with the gear up, who cares? You'll still walk away.
At least you're not in the trees.
So yeah, just continue it down this time, and just a small flare, cutting the power, small flare simultaneously. If you touch down a bit fast, don't worry, just hold the attitude.
Yep.
If it's too excessive, just go around and I'll call it as well.
So how much do you need to raise the nose?
Oh, you've got a hang of it, it's only a few inches, feels like a few inches.
Yeah, okay.
And really it's only a few pounds, just pull the nose up, chop the power at the same time.
Yep.
You've got about 3 seconds before it'll start to fall out of the sky a bit.
Yeah, yep.
And then keep the nose up as long as you can, drop the nose, and then gentle braking. Yeah, I'll talk you through as you go.
Sounds good.
Cessnock, November India X-ray, rolling grass left 17. On climb 1200, we'll be crossing midfield for a landing 3 to the west, Cessnock.
Call on downwind.
Traffic Cessnock, Yankee Golf Kilos, downwind runway 35 for a touch, correction, runway 17 for a touch ago.
November India X-ray is now 1 to the west and 500 on climb, 1200 and clear of the runway, Cessnock.
There you go, Kilo, got you shotted. Hello, below 200.
Cessnock 172, Romeo November Yankee, 10 miles to the south, 2,500 inbound, time 5 Cessnock.
About there.
Traffic Mainland, Romeo November Lima, turns left base runway 05, full stop mail.
Traffic Cessnock, Yankee Golf Kilo, base runway 17, touch and go.
I think you need a bit less power around base.
Yeah,
That'll help probably.
getting up a bit high.
I don't mind being high, personally.
Yeah, it's better than the other option.
On final, so make sure the props fall forward.
Yep.
Good to go. I'll follow you through lightly on the controls
Yeah,
if you
no
do
worries,
feel me.
mate.
That aim point's good there. Numbers on the cow. Speed's good there. Around there. Go off. That's it, hold the nose off. Keep the nose coming back, all the way back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
That was good.
Nice. Squeeze on a bit of brake now.
Yeah, keep the elevator all the way back. That does a lot of your braking. And then
Yeah.
slowly squeeze. Give it a go. Just have a feel what it feels like.
Yeah.
Bit more of a squeeze. There you go.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
the bite. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a while, doesn't it?
Pressurises the lines in the first squeeze.
Yeah, right.
And then you have a much more sensitive braking system. Sometimes the engine wants to quit around about now when you slow down and you've got a tailwind. Just be aware of that. You might have to crack the throttle just a little bit.
Yep.
And once you're clear of the runway, put the flaps up and the transponder, if it's on, turn it to off. Yep, but it doesn't work at the moment, so I know it's off. How's the right brake going? Still good?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Oh, good. I just had some problems with it, so it would fade a little bit. So you'd be, but if it is, let me know. So
yeah, no, it was working alright. Just had to squeeze a bit harder, I think.
Yep. Okay, cool. Once clear of the runway, flaps up. Now the bows. Oh, how are we going for fuel?
20 in each.
40. Want to do one more circuit?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll taxi to. Have a look. Actually, the wind's pretty good. Want to do a U-turn here?
Yeah, it's not really no wind at all, is there?
Yeah, let's do a U-turn. Left circuits off the northerly runway, so you'll get to see the other side. All you need to check really is to make sure the trims are in place. And the flaps are up, and
trims good, flaps up.
my canopy's now closed at the back. So remember for the takeoff, just nice and slowly with the power application.
Yep.
Pretty much like you did for the go-rounds.
Yeah, no worries.
About 120 knots you want to start getting 3 kilometres an hour. You want to get the nose up.
Correct, sir. Snock Yankee Golf Kilo entering runway 35 for a second.
And as you line up, think of it to the left a little bit. So keep the turn coming so you point it to the left.
Okay, yep.
And put the power up and you'll find it. Keep it going to the left a little bit. And you'll find that the engine will pull you to the right enough.
Okay. Good to go?
Yeah. Full left rudder.
Right, yeah. Left or right circuit from this runway?
Left circuit.
Enough 172 Romeo November Yankee. Going crossing runway 35 Yankee Golf Kilo, we'll get it started. That's enough.
Cool.
Ready. Got him there?
Yeah. So he'll do the widest circuit ever.
Righto.
And we'll just have to follow him.
Yeah.
And when we land, we'll roll to the end. And we'll turn right, and that'll be the fuel bowser. I'll fill it up for Dan for the weekend.
No worries. Lucky he's going wide, isn't he?
Yeah, standard city circuit.
Bloody hell.
Feel free to go wide as well, or have a bit of a look.
Right as well.
Just keep an eye on the fuel.
Yeah.
Sorry, 172 Romeo November Yankee base, runway 35, have to go. That's enough.
Got about 15 now on the left and 20 on the right.
Copy.
Almost there. Got him there on base.
Copy.
Righto, below 200. Yeah, down.
I didn't catch it. Was he for a full stop or a touch and go?
Touch and go, he said.
Oh, cool. Okay. Good stick us around. Good.
keep the power up, we're so bloody wide here.
Yeah, but I would have left the flaps a little later.
Yeah.
But just power through it.
Traffic Cessna Yankee Golf Kilo base, runway 35.
Cessna traffic limited back Yankee 172 has gone round runway 35 Cessna.
After all that, you went around, you pussy.
10 minutes later, you get another go at it. Ah.
Cessna 172 Romeo November Yankee, departing upwind, passing 1,400 on climb, 1,500, back to mainland.
That's a bloody nice aircraft, Jamos.
Glad you liked it, mate.
It's good fun to fly.
Come back whenever you want.
Sure.
Now, at the end, we want to turn right.
Yep. That Bowser over there, is it? 1 o'clock?
Yeah. If you do run out of brakes for whatever reason, like I said, chopping the power, bringing the aircraft to a nice walking pace before you start that right turn is good, just in case you do. And also, under extreme conditions, you can power up and put it in full rudder and get the aerodynamic turning.
Yep.
If you're going to hit something, for example.
Yep.
Easiest way to do it is tight left here to stay on this side of the tarmac, and then right turn through 180 degrees.
Okay, yep.
Mainland traffic 172 Romeo November Yankee is 5 miles to the southwest, 1,500 inbound, mainland.
And you will feel that wind up and bite the castering nose wheel.
Yeah.
About there. Go straight, about there if you can. That's alright, I'll be able to reach. That's it, just come right a little bit. And you can stop wherever you want, about here's good.
Out here, yep.
Yep. That's good. Set the park brake.
Yep.
Put the flaps up, just run your left to right scan after landing.
Yep. Flaps up.
Usually the transponder would go off, and that's all good.
Yep.
And prior to shutdown, just turn all your radios and everything off except for the indicator and gear again.
Yep. Yep, indicator and gear, the only ones on there.
And the way to turn the engine off is to turn the mags to 0, and as you do that, when the engine spools down, just run the throttle all the way to the stop.
Throttle forward.
Yeah, so magneto's off, and as the engine sputters to a death, all the way. There you go. The 3 on your right turn off, and the oxy and the air system, and then we're good.